That's what I say. Every time you have an issue, don't try to keep the trade. Just close it. Move on. It's okay to take a loss. This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we cover finance, stocks, options, entrepreneurship, education, and money. And here's your host, voted one of the top 100 people in finance, Christopher Uhl. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we have a special lesson for you. I'm putting it here on the podcast because I really believe that this is going to provide you massive, massive value. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And hey, listen, if this podcast was useful to you at all, I really highly suggest that you go check out the full trading course at AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com. Hey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we give you more tools, tips, and tricks to help you trade faster and trade smarter every single week. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we are looking at options trading mistake number 9 from the Ally Invest Top 10 Mistakes Options Trader Make series. Options Traders Make series. Stumbling over my words there. Number 9, not knowing what to do when assigned. Ooh, this is a hot topic. Okay, so background here. I have been assigned maybe 3 times. I know I've been assigned twice, for sure. Maybe 3 times. It can be scary. When you sell options, there's always the risk of being assigned. Every time. Does it happen? I mean, I put on between 200 and 400 trades a year. Multiply that by 9 years. 10. How long has it been? Like 10. Let's call it a decade. 2,000 plus trades, and I've been assigned 3 times max. Doesn't happen often. Now there are circumstances where you will be assigned. Get ready for them. Number 1, you are close to expiration, and a binary event happens. Like what happened to me for sure. Was I got assigned long shares when I had sold calls on XRT. Was it selling calls? It had been selling calls. Anyway, so I was assigned. I forget the details, but the point is, I was assigned 200 shares that I did not have the capital for. My account was negative $6,684, if I remember correctly, and I kind of freaked out a little bit when I opened my account, but then I just closed the trade. There's no reason to really freak out. I mean, it happens from time to time. You will also be assigned if the option expires in the money and you sold it. You will be assigned if it expires in the money. And let's say you sold a call spread. If you sold the call spread, you will be assigned if the sold strikes are in the money. And the out of the money strikes that you bought, so you're selling let's say you're selling the 100 strike calls, you're buying the 105 calls, making a call credit spread. Very, very sound strategy. If it closes on expiration at 102.50, you will be assigned on the hundreds. You will not be assigned on the 105s, which could have a major issue in your account. Second, if it closes at 105.01, so both of those strikes are in the money, both of those options will be exercised on your behalf because, of course, you wanted to do that. So you'll be assigned shares of one and then assigned short shares of the other. They're going to cancel each other out and it's going to go away. But you're going to be paying the assignment fees, which on Tastyworks is $5. I don't remember if it's per leg or if it's just $5 total. But the point is, I mean, it's just a dumb thing. Don't do that. Just close it before expiration. Now, with that being said, not knowing what to do when assigned, because it really can be scary. That's what happened to that Robinhood kid, right? He was assigned, or he thought he was going to be assigned $600,000 of Amazon stock or something like that. And it turns out that he would have been totally fine, but he didn't know that. So yeah. Not knowing what to do when you're assigned is definitely something that's worth talking about. So let's get into that here.
that don't apply to stocks. They're called exercise and assignment. A common mistake of beginning option traders is not understanding these terms and not knowing what to do when these events happen to them inside their option strategy.
I mean, he's got a good point. You never know. Truly, you never know when you'll be assigned if you're selling options. It could legitimately happen anytime, but you have to have a plan in place. So if it does happen, you'll know what to do and just move on.
So let's define them. If I exercise an option contract, that means that I'm the owner of the contract. And if it's a call option, it means I can call stock away from somebody. If it's a put option, that means I can put stock to somebody. Once that happens, on the other side of the coin, somebody is assigned. Somebody that has sold those option contracts will get an assignment notice, and they'll either be buying stock at the strike price if it's a call, or they'll be selling stock at the strike price if it's a put. If this happens in your option trading strategy, you need to be aware of what you could do and also aware of when these might happen. Very rarely.
Ooh, okay, good. He's going to go into more detail about when this is likely to happen, because it's not likely to happen all the time. There's just a handful of times when it might happen.
Do option contracts get exercised or assigned? Bottom line is, when you are trading options, let's say I buy a call option, the market goes up, I'm making money on that call option. The easiest thing for me to do is just sell the option contract and close out my position.
That's what I say. Every time you have an issue, don't try to keep the trade. Just close it. Move on. It's okay to take a loss. There should be a options trading mistake about just taking losses, because this is an opinion I have, and we may go into it like as a full episode in the future. But when you sell options, I think there is a psychological barrier to being a good trader. I know that sounds crazy, but like, let's say if you were buying stock, right? You want to be long stock, you're buying it at the 100, and it goes down to 97, you know you're losing. But if you sold a out of the money option, the stock's at 100, maybe the option you sold is at 95, you don't know that you're losing yet, because in theory, it still could go back up and you'll be fine. That's why I think there's a psychological barrier. And I'm going to do more research before I present this as an episode, because I really think that this is something that should be more addressed whenever you are selling options. The maybes, the what ifs, the might be's. I mean, they don't exist if you're buying an option. They don't exist if you're buying a stock. It only exists if you're selling the option, which can lead to major trouble. Trust me, I've been there.
On the put side also, if I buy that put option and the market goes down and I'm getting profitable on it, why don't I just sell that put option and get out of the trade, as opposed to exercising and either buying stock or selling stock? But if you are selling option contracts, you got to know that it can happen, and it can happen anytime up until the expiration date.
Yeah, it can.
What do you want to do if it happens? First of all, don't panic.
Yep.
You want to call your broker and see, okay, what is my obligation on the trade? If it's a covered call situation and you're covered on it, well, all you need to do is let the stock get called away from you, and you go on, you get the cash, and you can go on to your next position. If it is not, if it's an advanced option strategy like a long spread, well, you might have to exercise an option contract and get the stock to be able to give to the assignment. Bottom line is, be prepared and know when it might happen. Learn a little bit more about it. And then if it does happen, have a defined plan on what you're going to do.
Totally agree. Oh, he's not going to go into when it might. Oh, that's a shame. He should have really gone into that. Like I say, it can happen anytime. It can happen very much at expiration. And it can happen if you, dividends. That's what I meant to cover earlier. If the stock is hitting the ex-dividend date and you're short calls, you will most likely be assigned on those short calls if the amount of the dividend, so let's say the dividend's $1, is greater than the extrinsic value of that call. And it's only in the money calls. So if there's extrinsic value and it's 50 cents, you're going to be assigned. Get ready for it. But if the extrinsic value is $1.25, there's a good chance it may not be assigned. But the next day, that extrinsic value will be reduced by $1. Man, I really wish you had covered that. I feel like that this was only half the story. But that's why you got me. That's why I want to do these, so I could give you some perspective and teach you some from my own lessons. So you know what? I hope that you found this useful. Options trading mistake number 9, knowing what to do when you get assigned, or not knowing what to do when you get assigned, which is really critical if you are selling options. So hey, if you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and enable notifications. That way you never miss any of the tools, tips, and tricks that we upload every single week to help you trade faster and trade smarter. I'll see you on the next episode. Okay, so what'd you think? That was pretty incredible, right? Now, if you like that, that's only a taste, only a sample of what you're going to find in the full AI stock trading system. And I really highly encourage you to go and check this out. Obviously, you are interested in learning and how to trade, and that's why you're listening to this podcast. Now, I'm going to take and download my entire trading system that I use day in and day out onto you. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is over at the AIStockTradingSystem.com. You're going to get phase 1, 2, and 3, several bonuses, and on top of that, I'm going to walk you through over a dozen trades that I put on inside of my account, holding your hand and showing you exactly how I got in, how I got out, how I use the artificial intelligence data, and how this could work inside of your own trading portfolio on a daily basis. So make sure you head on over to AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com to learn more and to get started and to download my decade plus worth of trading experience into your hands so you can start using the AI stock trading system today, the 5-step system to take the guesswork out of trading. Hey, if you like this video, let me know by leaving me a like below, and then subscribe and share it with somebody you think could use it as well. Be sure to comment below with your biggest takeaway from this episode and any suggestions you have for future episodes. And finally, make sure you watch these other videos to help you trade faster and trade smarter, and I'll see you on the next episode.